Happy Monday, everybody. Maybe happy for some of you, maybe not so happy. We got a football video, we got a football reaction, and it's on Ruben Amorim. All right, the man has been relieved of his duties. That's what we like to say in America. Bro has been relieved of his duties, but I know you guys say sacked. And let me tell you this, am I surprised? No, I'm not actually that surprised with this decision, and I'm going to explain why, okay? Ruben Amorim has probably had the least successful overall stint at Manchester United. Now, to be fair, he's come to Manchester United and really tried to play a different style of football. He finally, I felt like, did get some of the players that he kind of wanted in the last window, but we've seen him, and we're going to show you guys the clip in a minute. We've seen him multiple times be extremely upset and honest with the hierarchy at Manchester United, the larger owners, that he's not happy with. He hasn't had this certain scouting that he's wanted. He hasn't had the certain center midfield that he's wanted. So there's a lot of things that Amorim has voiced out, and the one thing I will say before I get into any of this with Ruben Amorim, for me, guys, Ruben Amorim will always be a manager for me. Yes, some people will criticize him as being too emotional, but one that was not afraid to speak the truth. And for that, he always has my respect. Now, he is severely underperformed at Manchester United. I am seeing a lot of people that are really upset at the decision today. And I guess the one thing I can understand about that is you look at how Manchester United did last season, how ugly it was. It was the worst United season ever. It was one of the honestly worst seasons in Premier League history. And now you say, pick, how is that possible? How is that the worst Premier League season when they had, what were they finished, 15th or 17th? There was 3 teams below them. And then you go all the years the Premier League has been alive and available and played, and there's been all those teams that have finished 18th or 20th. For the amount of money that was in that United team, the values of the players and how they performed, it was tragic. And yes, I know they got to the Europa League final, but they got to the final and they didn't even win. So, would that have made a difference? I'm not sure. The fact of the matter is, even Ten Hag was able to get a trophy, right, with the situation. So, Amorim, for me, this season, he got a couple of the players he wanted. He didn't get all of them. For me, Amorim aside, I just want to speak about Manchester United. This club is currently, set to fail. It's not a club that I expect to see any real progress or, achievement in the next, I don't even know how long, because as long as the guys that are managing the club the club is set up, in my opinion, to just be failing. Like, I don't see another way. You, at this point, have brought in 9 managers in 12 years, guys. 9. That is so foreign for a football club to do that. Can you imagine the manager on average gets a 15-month stint and that's it, right? And we look at some of the managers that United have actually relieved of their duties and what they achieved compared to the ones they have now. It is just this constant, endless cycle that I don't think is healthy for the club to succeed. I look at these football clubs, man, I know you could have a season like last season, but at this point, United, right? This is what I'm going to say. You delayed sacking Amorim already, right? Most managers would have been sacked last season, after that season. I know you got to the Europa League final, but how they performed in the league, what was it, 41 or 42 points at Manchester United? You would have been long gone, okay? So the fact that they delayed that, they gave them a chance, and now we're at the situation where United's in 6th place. They got, 30 or 31 points, so they're kind of almost on par with about double the games left. I think they got 18 games left to definitely beat last season's point total by 60 points in the same system. You brought in some players. Amorim hasn't got everybody he wanted, but you're assuming that he would get the rest of what he didn't get in the upcoming summer, right? Heading into the next season, and then we see how they do. Now, for me, the play of United, it's not convincing. The games are chaotic. I don't love the system, to be honest. I don't think any of the United fans love it. I can't deny that he's made a little progress this year. They've been looking a bit better than they did last season. So, my question is that you've been now working on this system for 15, 16 months at United, and now you're going to just blow it all up again because whoever's going to come into this club now is not going to play this system or this formation. So you have these players that are reporting for training every single day. It's a very different formation for what United have played. They're learning it. They're getting used to it. Everything is building blocks, and now, boom, United higher-ups come in, blow it up right away. It's not happening anymore, okay? So now what do you do? Who do you bring in? Well, Fletcher's going to be the interim manager, but who's even available? Who do you even bring in? That's the million-dollar question. Have you seen United fans saying they want, I can't even pronounce his name, Ole. They want him back in, okay? I don't hate it, but all I'm going to say is this, man. It's disappointing to me to just see this cycle at United. I'm not even talking about Amorim, guys, because Amorim last season, man, they dropped 18 losses in the Premier League. 18 damn losses, bro. 11 wins, 9 draws. It just wasn't working out. We see some of the players that left the team last year, how they're playing this year. Look, it's not just Amorim, though, is what I'm trying to say. It's a deeper problem at Manchester United. So don't take from this video that, oh, Pick was saying he wants Amorim in. Wow, this American doesn't know anything about football. I'm not saying that because I think Amorim's system has not been working that well. I think it's been improved this season, but I don't think it's good enough in their state of what they have to win anything significant. I just don't. I really don't. I don't think he's the guy either. But what I'm going to say is that what's the point? You already kept him after last season. He's been doing better this year. He's got you back up to 6th place, which, look, United fans, I know that's a lot of mediocrity, but people are like, yo, we're actually kind of right there. I mean, you look at the current Premier League table, say what you want about the style of football and all. Guys, you know what I'm saying? Listen, less losses than Liverpool for that, whatever, billion-dollar squad they got. They're in that kind of spot. So, you know, I know they've had only one win out of the last 5, and it's not really been great. I think if you guys listen to this with me, watch this. I think this is probably what is more likely has started to get him in more trouble, right? Put on the headphones and let's watch this one together.
I just want to say that I'm going to be the manager of this team, not just the coach. And I was really clear on that. And that is going to finish in 18 months. And then everyone is going to move on. That was the deal. That is my job, not to be a coach. If people cannot handle the Gary Nevilles and the criticisms of everything, we need to change the club. No, guys, I just want to say that I came here to be the manager of Manchester United, not to be the coach. And every department, the scouting department, the sport director needs to do their job. I will do mine for 18 months and then...
And, bro, just to see the joy that Amorim came in with and how he looks now, I look at this position at Manchester United, bro, and I just think it's set up to fail. I don't know what manager is going to come into this club because, number one, you're not given enough time, and I know it's a club you got to come into and produce right away. I just don't know who is going to revolutionize this club. I mean, they even told Jose to hit the streets. So, you know, let's look at the United official statement real quick, guys, but for me at this point, I'm not really any opinion. I don't think Amorim's football, I don't think how he was playing was good enough, but I don't know if this was the right decision to sack him mid-season, bro. You already let the guy have 18 Ls. You kept him in the summer. Bro, you had the guy in his Grimsby. Can we talk about that Grimsby game? Okay, I thought he could get sacked right on the spot from that Grimsby game. They didn't sack him. So you choose to sack him now? That's what I don't understand. And that's the United special because they got to do this every 15 months. Sack the manager mid-season. The season now, you look at the season as a United fan, it's chalked. It's chalked. Like, how many times has a manager got sacked? You bring in another manager, and then that manager is going to lead you to a top 4 finish. If somebody could bring me that statistic, great. Bring me the statistic. Now, let's look at the club statement about Manchester United. Ruben was appointed in November 2024, led the team to Europa League final in Bilbao in May with, and they also said head coach. They didn't even say manager, bro. They even say manager. So that's where I'm like, bro, I feel like at some point, you know, with United, we got to ask. Now, let's get back to the facts, okay? Since Amorim's first game, fewest points. I mean, yeah. I mean, look, we know it's been a disappointment. We know it's been a massive disappointment. We know what Amorim has done at Sporting and some of the players he's been working with and developed has been special. We know he's not come to United and done anything too special, guys. I mean, we definitely know that. And we can look, and man, just as United fans, bro, it's just the way United was running the decades for so long. Look, and we're making this video all the time because a new manager comes in, we make a video. Hey, will he do well? Will he not do well? Boom. 12 months, 15 months, boom, bro gets sacked. So it's just one of those where I think with all these managers that come to United, they're coming to United as esteemed and established managers. Most of the ones, at least most of the 9 that have been sacked out of the last 12. Amorim, I think, has been one of them. I think he's done very, very well at Sporting before coming here. And the guy was crying for certain things like a midfielder since day one. Never really got it. Clearly, he's not happy with other people doing their jobs. And I'm just saying, say what you want about Amorim not getting the results and being a bad manager, which I agree with. I don't think he's done enough. I think he's a really good dude deep down. I think that's why he has such a following because I think people do really like the guy. But I don't think any manager is set here to succeed. And, you know, especially United out of all the clubs in the world is clearly the club that the egos of the management that run this club are so high that you can't say one word about them, bro. Not even one thing. If you say one thing, you are cooked. And bro, for me, that clip that I saw of that recent interview, I think that's kind of what sent Amorim over. I think that's where they just had enough with him because they don't want they don't want people talking about them like that. So, Ruben Amorim, the streets will forget you. A truly he said, we'll forget you. Nah, this was crazy. I mean, not only this, he was giving us content like this, bro. He was pulling this out, trying to figure out in the pouring rain a tactics board. There's so many memories with Amorim. 25 wins, 15 draws, 23 losses. Hardly a positive, score to conceded record. Breaking news, Ruben Amorim applies for the Chelsea job so he can sell Garnacho again. The memes are going crazy, guys. But, ultimately, I didn't even show you guys. Oh, my God. Did I not even have my tab up? Look, here we go. I got to show you guys this because I was selling right there. Ruben Amorim applies for the Chelsea job so he can sell Garnacho again. What was the other one I want to show you guys? The Grimsby game, right? These are legendary moments in Amorim's career. But, I just think that my general feeling here is that it wasn't good enough from Amorim at all. I'm surprised with United, the decision-making they always do. When we looked at last summer, how the hell this guy still had his job? I think even the diehard Amorim fans were wondering the same thing. So then we're like, okay, United's believing in him. So what kind of message does it give now that he actually is doing better? Not all-time United-wise points for how they've been doing, but he's been doing better this season than he was doing last season. And quite a bit better points-wise. He's way more on par to do significantly better, and then you just sack him. So I think it's a little deeper than that. I think it's probably the way he's been acting out. He's been emotional. He's been kind of chucking in these crazy lineups recently. He's been talking crap about United. I think Amorim has kind of hit that ceiling, and I'm just wondering, man, is this what United are doing as a club? Is this how they're positioning their managers? Is it this just toxic relationship that they constantly are trying to set everybody up to fail? This guy is a massive United fan. He says sacking Ruben Amorim was one of the most no-brainer decisions in the history of no-brainers. In fact, the only surprise is it took this long. And I'm at the point where I'm just shocked that Amorim was not sacked after the Grimsby game or the whole season they had last year. I think that's where you're seeing some of the confusion. Because the guy, we've seen some of the parts of the system this year. It hasn't been super convincing, but it's been improved. It's been improved result-wise. And so now everybody's like, why are you doing it now? So, ultimately, is it deserved that Amorim gets sacked? Yes, it's more than deserved. Okay? Is it fair, this constant change of managers to United fans? No, it's not fair. And I think that's why you see a large camp of these fans today saying, what the hell? We're going to go do this again. We're going to sign an interim manager till the summer. We're going to bring someone in. We're going to glaze them. We're going to post edits about them. He's going to make a couple signings, not going to get everybody he wants. And I don't know. Now, obviously, United brought in this summer. Let's talk about Sesko. They brought in Mbeumo. They brought in Cunha. So they did finally get some better tier players in the club. And maybe that's why we're seeing it points-wise. It's showing a bit. But generally, I'm just a believer at this point with United. You take this long to implement the system. You take this long to make any sort of progress in the system, and then you just decide to sack him halfway through the season, and now you're going to play an entirely different system. I don't really mess with that. That's my opinion. So either way, I think Amorim should have been out already, but I just don't mess with the way they've done it. I think it's been really delayed and really stupid, and if you commit to a season 2 and someone starts overperforming the way they did last season or performing better than, why the hell are you getting rid of him? At least wait till next summer. If United finishes the season 5th, 6th, 7th, no top 4 and no trophies, and it's the same spiel of the drama and the press conferences and the emotion, okay, move on. Move on. Get rid of him. Spend the whole... But, and now I guess the other side of it is that people are like, oh, well, if they do it now, they can get ahead for the summer. Manchester United, man, it's just a club that is set up for failure, and I don't even know how they even got here, man. It's just every single season, it's like we're making this video about United. And, a couple years ago, it was funny, and then 2 years ago, it became depressing, and now it's just sad. Now it is just sad watching the modern-day Manchester United. I think this club needs a full revamp from the top. I think they got to get all those guys out.